All right, we got punter Tom Maginness here. Tom, start with Michael.
Hey there, Tom. Michael Code, WCHL, ChapelRow.com. We know how much Coach Belichick appreciates and values special teams. When you were first getting interested in playing American football over here in the States, did you ever think that you would be playing for Coach Belichick?
Oh, of course not. It's pretty surreal. You know, I think I'm not the only one who's pretty shell-shocked when he first walked in the door, but he's such a good coach, he's such a football mind, and he just thinks of absolutely everything, stuff that I don't even think of, you know. So yeah, he's been really great to have around. Yeah.
What's been one of those just pointers that he's given you that you would not have thought of?
Just like, it's more even like things on like returns, like he knows like the shape of a good punt, the shape of a shank, like he knows where to put returners. You know, we bring a rush. If he thinks it's a right-footed return, he's going to shank the ball, he's going to put a guy on the left. Like if he's going to hit a good turnover, the ball's going to go to the right. It's just like stuff like that. It's just crazy. How, you know, he's got so much to worry about in other phases, but he's, you know, just thinks of everything. It's really cool.
Let's go to Grant.
Hey, Grant Joshua. So I know Coach mentioned about your rugby playing, your style of punting. What was the challenge of transitioning from doing rugby punting to doing more conventional, you know, football punting?
Yeah, well, where I trained at Pro Kick Australia, they taught us everything. Yeah, I really pride myself in my spiral, my conventional, and I'd love to show that off a bit more. And I think it's such a good weapon. If you're really good at both of those things, it really, you know, puts off the other team. You know, they don't know if you're rolling right, they don't know if you're spiraling left. So if I can show at practice and show in games, I can do both. You know, I know I'm a really valuable weapon on the team.
Jeremiah.
Yeah, to go off of that a little bit, obviously Bill was just telling us that he kind of has embraced the rugby style of playing. He feels like that's a strength of yours, and he feels that you're better in that style of playing. What do you remember about some of those? You mentioned some of the things that he kind of knows about the kicking game, but what do you remember about specifically those conversations of, you know, we want to keep that rugby style playing? Like, what do you kind of remember about those? Yeah,
he just wants the best out of me, and he wants the best out of all the players, and he. You know, we talked and I said, you know, I'm really valuable as a rollout guy, and you know, if he finds that as one of my biggest strengths, he's going to, you know, set up the formation to allow me to do that. So, yeah.
Let's go to Shelby.
Shelby, using Zerger, I'm curious. You know, there's videos out there, for instance, of Belichick giving a 10-minute long answer about the history of long snappers, that kind of thing. Have you ever had a moment like that with him where he's just gone on about this one tiny detail of history of the X?
Oh, he probably has. I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, like I said, he's just such a big football mind, and just so impressive how, yeah, he's really good at simplifying the complex things of football. For an idiot like me who doesn't know anything about football, it makes sense for me. So, yeah, that's most important. So.
Let's go to Noah here.
No, Westcott, Tiger 24/7. I'm curious for you, when you first got here and then now, was there like a culture shock? Like, how has it been getting acclimated in the United States from your previous home back in Australia?
Yeah, it's a lot different. It's cool. We've got Jacob Horvath, the new Aussie punter. So when I'm sick of the American language, I like to talk to him because, you know, we can share the Australian things. But no, America's awesome. I love it. Yeah, it is very similar to Australia. I can't think of much difference, but like the sport of college football is so different. Like there's nothing like this back home, and you know, 11 games left, and I'm done here. So I've got to really enjoy it, and that's been my mindset this year: is just go out there, have fun, be confident. You know, this doesn't last forever. In a few months, I'll be in an office back home, so I've got to really enjoy it.
Let's go to Brian.
I'm sure you've seen some of the videos about, you know, Save American punting from all the Australians that are coming over. Why is it such a big thing in Australia? Why have so many Australians been able to come over here and really contribute in the kicking game across all levels?
Yeah, well, I guess, you know, we do all the rugby stuff a lot better over here, and you know, we grow up kicking the footy. You know, Americans grow up throwing it. So, you know, I've been kicking a ball since I was, you know, 2 or 3 years old. So it's a lot easier to transition to this sport, you know, and do that for sure.
Andrew?
So how often did you do rugby punting here before? And now that you're doing it pretty much exclusively, what are some of the things about it that makes it work better for you as opposed to maybe more conventional?
Yeah, like growing up playing AFL, that's all you do. You know, you have to kick it to pass the ball. So I learnt from that, and it's an easy skill to transition into this. I think directionally it's definitely a benefit for me. I feel like I control the direction a lot better with the rollout. Coach Prefer, who's awesome, he talks about like extra hang time. If I'm rolling right, that's an extra second that allows my gunners to get down and field the ball. So it's just little things like that.
Is it a little bit more challenging to get, when people think of putting, they think you're getting some kind of spiral in there. I don't know. A couple of your punts the other night ran over end, but it didn't look like the hang time was any different. Is it a little bit more of a challenge to get that spiral, or does the spiral not matter as much given the way that you kick it?
Yeah, like with the extra hang time you get from rolling out, it sort of cancels itself out. But yeah, I think I really pride myself on how much I've worked in the summer, strength and technique wise. I'm definitely getting the best hang time I've got this year than the last couple of seasons. I'd like to keep getting that even higher. And yeah.
Let's go to Adam.
Tom, along those very lines, coming out of last season, what did you want to try to improve on and work on over the offseason? I know the numbers, in terms of the averages and things like that, wasn't where you guys wanted them. I think they were pretty low in the ACC. Just what was your focus on in the offseason? And when you got Mike Pryford here and guys like that, how did they sort of affect or change where your focus might be?
Yeah, well, Coach Belichick and Coach Prefer really wanted to get the best out of me in terms of scheme and showing off my skills, and I'm really happy with what Prefer's doing. He's really good at adapting to changes, challenges we face in the game. He's really flexible. He'll change a few things on the formation just so I can keep doing my proper routine, my proper steps, and it's allowing me to kick the ball further and higher than I have in the last few years, for sure.
Go to Tom.
Tom, we talked to you, I guess, a couple of years ago, and it was all new to you. And now this year, it's mostly new in that room, and now you're the vet. It's that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's definitely the smallest room I've been a part of. We've got me, Spence, Reese, the senior guys, then we've got Gaetano, Gannon, and Jake. The younger guys, but we're really close. We're really good, all of us, at what we do. And yeah, I've got to enjoy it. My beautiful fiance lands tomorrow. We end our 3 years long distance tomorrow, which is, crazy. It's just stuff like that. Just got to soak it up. A couple of months, it'll be the end, and wherever it takes me, it takes me. But I'm just going to give everything to Carolina because they've given everything to me. It's been a really good 3 years, and I'd love to, have a great year to finish off my last season here for sure.
Sure.
Just another quick follow-up. I'm curious if there's anything, you've kind of hit on this already, but anything else that stands out about maybe the way that Belichick coaches you as a head coach versus maybe what you've experienced in the past?
Yeah, he just, like I said, he just thinks of everything. Practice is set up harder than it is in the game, which is a good thing. Practice, they give you the hardest looks, the best rushes. So I know that when I can go out on Saturday, I see a 5-6 man rush, I know what I've got to do. It's just stuff like that. He thinks of every situation, so I know when I go out there on Saturday, I know I've faced everything that I'm going to face, so it's not a surprise.
Andrew?
Tommy actually reminded me when we first talked to you, you didn't know much about football. You said you were going to watch it and learn it. How well do you know the game now? Do you watch other games on TV? And if you do, is it more than just the punting? You think, why are they in that kind of blitz?
I'm not much better, to be honest. I try and keep it very simple. I just try and think about what I've got to do. Even in the games on Saturday, I don't watch it. I just me and Spencer off the side snapping, and obviously I'm watching where the ball is. I need to know if I need a punt, or if we get a big drive and we're in plus 50, we might be field goal, we might be punting, stuff like that. I'll watch for, but I'll just I've got 100 other mates at other schools. I like to watch them and cheer them on. And in terms of the rules and stuff, if it's not related to punting or field goal, then I'm out. I don't know much. So, yeah.
Right. Tom, I just wanted to follow up. So your fiance of 3 years has never been here? You haven't seen her in 3 years?
Yeah, we've seen each other. It's more she's here for the rest of the season, then we'll fly home together. Yeah, she's been awesome, just sticking by, and we've been together for 6 years this year. I proposed last year, so yeah, I love having her here. She loves the games, and you know, she loves everything about this school as well, and yeah, it's going to be great last few games together, and yeah, it's awesome.
What's her name?
Claudia with a K.
Claudia with a K?
Yes.
What's the go-to restaurant for you?
Al's Burgers is awesome.
Good date night there.
Good, yeah, great burgers. It's not an NIL deal. I'll get in trouble if I say it's not NIL. There's a lot of good places around. You know, if I'm feeling Ruth and Chris, I'm feeling fancy. So, yeah.
Shelby, last one.
Yeah, and obviously you're talking about just how attuned he is to detail, Coach Belichick. I'm curious if maybe you've taught him anything in return, maybe about like Australian culture, things.
I don't think so. It's a good question. I'll have to think about that. I don't think. No, nothing. Yeah, nothing for you. Sorry.
All right, good stuff. Thanks so much.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, we're gonna bring up